What's going on, YouTube? Time for a little recap time. Finally feeling a little bit better after the last chemotherapy treatment and our snowstorms here up in Wisconsin, getting back to normal. So let's go over a little bit of recap in the market and see what we've seen today. So on Twitter, we go back over to my post here and a couple different things that came up. We did about 1,050 today, just 1,000-ish, no big deal. 1,000 a day keeps day job away, right? So I talked a little bit about the weekly POC being an over-under, right? And right here, I'd expressed that over under a huge weekly POC. That's what we were going to look for direction, right? And for my premium chat, which we post content for all the time and trade live every single morning, you can join us in the description if you want. There's a bunch of measures and metrics to have us push into yesterday's lows for a fail, come back down, test support for a fresh low, break back up. So the market has this beautiful fascination with allowing fresh low breakouts to go right back up, and they trap shorts at bottoms, right? So what I'm saying here is yesterday's lows is this dashed blue line. So if we were to break price action under yesterday's lows and then scam it right back up to cause the squeeze, well, who would be ready for that? Well, us at the weekly POC for one, most definitely. And two, a pop to short for the first part of that scam, because we were not going to stay in a gap fill. So, or a gap open rather, we were going to gap fill it. So yesterday's lows, that opening price action, we were buying long here in pre-market, looking for the push to yesterday's lows, because it was not going to leave this common gap open. That's a very typical algorithm play. Second, we had a push back down coming into some very big supports, pre-market low, which is one of my favorites, a solid different algo, 474.25. And then my short target here, I'll grab this on the bottom for SPY. So we come back to SPY, and I had a POC, and this is a gold POC level right here. You can see on the 30-minute chart, we had multiple overlapping volume area POCs. So this was multiple POCs right here at this gold level on the 30-minute chart, all coming into play as support. So what better game to play with what we have is to break, sports, trap the shorts, because nothing at all can be bearish if the VIX is not trending above that 14-15 area. Okay, that's one of our biggest metrics here. So as we pushed into the POC 3030, recovered VWAP, and a secondary POC you see right here at 474.13, higher low, again, right to the penny there. We're all great. This is the old Q's gap as well that we had filled. Massive support. Now you can see the anchors here that we had used for VWAPs, just to cover as well. This is the center regular VWAP, and these are anchors from 3 day ago lows. So when we cover a zero line like that and we pop back up, we can go to the +1 and +2, and we did that on the Qs and then flew to the +1 on SPY. Now we anchored those VWAPs back. Again, we'll take a peek here. I'll go to the Q side, show you what we were doing there. So Qs was 2 day ago lows, and this is what I wanted to keep in mind, because again, if the VIX, we'll blow this up for you guys real quick here, is not trending, and this is what we posted again on Twitter, your deviation is to the downside. See these red lines? My standard deviation is pointing down. So one of the biggest collective longs is the deviation on the VIX cannot maintain +2 on a 5-day standard deviation. It just does not have a good maintenance on that. It cannot hold itself up there unless it is planning to swap the standard deviation into an uptrend. And we don't have the catalyst for that quite yet. So we have this big gap now on the VIX daily chart. The last time back here, we had seen +2 standard deviation. It sold for 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And again here into the +2, VIX has an opportunity to what? Pop into the drop. Now I had a gold level. This has been on here for actually over a year, $14.19. This is a pinnacle gold algorithm level for the VIX that I had for a while, and I said if it goes up to there, we'll most likely see a pullback. Well, to the penny, you've seen the pullback, right? We were correct on that, which is nice. Now, if it would have maintained above 14, this is my other call. Anything above 14, if the VIX would have trended, we would have been on the low side of things with the market. If we had to break under and started trending lower, we were 100% long. Now, I'm still long biased because the VIX is not trending above 1450, and I still think there's a magnet that can happen to all-time highs here because we're just so close. And what better to scam consolidation and scam all the retail traders that think that they're actually going to go down right now, which all the way to all-time highs for the SPY. Before that, that's going to be the play. So just to reiterate here, for a couple of our day trade scalps, I want to go over just a few metrics intraday and why we scalped what we scalped. Now, the first one we already covered was the gap fill, right? So we started price action under yesterday's lows, especially in the pre, came back up. We were going to get that first POC tag. We are very predominantly trend heavy off of 475.44, like I called on Twitter. This is the end all be all level right there, 475.44. If we were over that, under that, that is the trend direction. So you see it top, and that was a scam, right? It broke under yesterday's lows. Because VIX was so high, there was not a chance in hell this was going to continue to roll because of the VIX. Now, I was still leaning to that long side because we're not trending above 1415 on the VIX. So what does that leave us with? Well, a waiting game. So it snuck here. Didn't even get the 10 SMA. This is the 10 SMA daily in blue. Didn't even get that. But we pushed right back up to volume area highs, came back down. And for me, I played attention to the VWAPs. So the other shorts that I took were off the 1 minute. And I'll show you these guys here. And the two shorts that I took here, boom, maintained for the VIX. So we had a topping consolidation right here that I took a very small NQ short on. And, you know, why did we pop that one in right there short? Well, we had a two very big levels here, VWAP and POC. So this one was just a intraday short where we had seen some topping action here, here, and here. And at the time, the volume area high, which is this guy in orange. My volume area high is orange. My volume area low is blue. My POC is red for the volume profile indicator. At this point in time, right here during this consolidation, the volume area high was actually way down here. So we had a very big stretch distance between that. So every time we get some very big disconnect, like we had right here, again, I called this short right under yesterday's close for SPY and Qs. Let's go on SPY. Let's look at Qs real quick here. This is the one that we traded. Let me change this up a bit because volume area highs, this was a bigger loop here. So we took this one. It's the same exact momentum trade. We were just on SPY, but this one consolidation, this fall, and that was because the volume area high was way down here. And that was the orange level. It's now way up here. And the second trade that we called was the short yesterday's highs. And this one was because VIX was going to get a bounce near standard deviation +1. So as the market showed you up, divergence in the MAC, lower high on the RSI, and we had a little help from our friend Fed Waller here with some comments that crashed it down, and I said just buy the dip off the VWAP. Again, we place intraday VWAPs for that short. This one played out amazing. So this short right here was the big winner. I said short under yesterday's highs because we are going to get a divergence on our leads right here, and we're going to come back down. Waller was the big surprise. His comments is what jolted the market down to the center VWAP. So that short ended up playing extremely well. Intraday made a lot of people some bank. So right here we have the center VWAP and the extension +2. So every time that we are just pushing up that +2, I get very worried and I wait for premium levels, right? So the first premium level, weekly POC, I shorted this one. You can see the gold level. That was the first short scalp. Boom. Second short scalp is going to be yesterday's highs. And again, just overextension. We need a reset because the volume area high was so low. This was where it was. This is where the volume area highs were right here. That is very far down. So price action was leading. It needed to come back down and test it. So what did it do? Shorted. Boom, slammed into it. It was right here and right here, all the way down to the purple VWAP, got ball right back up, right? So we have big data sets tomorrow coming in. Actually, for the rest of the week, this is the only day we didn't. So we're going to have a chop green day here, and we might have a force up overnight. And as we continue the scams towards all-time highs, we will get bought back up. There's no reason not to at the moment. So if we look at a daily chart right here, that 10 SMA loop, we played back up. And really, we're just so close to all-time highs, which is not on this chart. I'm paying attention to SPY's all-time highs, not Q's. There we go. Is so close that we should magnet this before any kind of exponential pullback, right? So we should hit those highs that are just under 480, break that 480, and then whatever it wants to do up here, fine. But if we're looking at the daily chart right now, we're looking at how everything's pointed. We are getting a little bit of good divergence here. So another force up into all-time highs off divergence of price action getting pushed up there. And then the macro indicators here can start telling us that, hey, start looking for that short, but we're not going to look for a short until we pressed above 1415 on the VIX trending and an all-time high on SPY. And then leading into like the first couple weeks of February is where I'm going to go heavier on a pullback, just for me, and playing certain stocks in that pullback as well with our options swings. So Right now, you're going to look for the rest of the day. Most likely it'll be consolidation as long as we stay above 475.44, which was our weekly POC call, which you can see broke over, back tested confirmation. As long as we stay here, we're going to start cruising back up, and all-time highs in the next couple of days, completely possible for SPY. And I don't think we're going to see any selling until we see all-time highs. We've said that in many videos rolling into this. And it's only a matter of time before we do get a massive pullback. But, you know, the market can stay absolutely insane to the upside way longer than you can stay solid on the short. So please don't, you know, get squeezed on the top markets here. So hopefully you're following along with some indicators, and tune in for the next on videos.